Trash lines our streets. Waste soaks in our water. Smog hangs heavy in our air. The days are getting hotter, the storms are getting stronger, and the wildfires are burning brighter. Climate change is real, and humanity is running out of time to fight it.
It took billions of years to build up the amount of organic matter that we have in the fossil fuel reserve. And it's taken us a blink of an eye in comparison of releasing that amount of carbon back into the atmosphere.
That increase of carbon, methane, and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere led to a temperature increase of over a degree in the last few decades and nearly 2 degrees in the last century. These higher temperatures are changing rainfall patterns, increasing the frequency of extreme climate events, and reducing the biodiversity of planet Earth.
Many years ago, Time magazine had a photograph on their cover that was a polar bear standing on a little tiny floating block of ice. And I thought to myself, that photograph is probably going to become, in the future, that photograph is going to be something that people point out and say, you know, there used to be polar bears on this planet. We don't have them anymore.
Climate change has hit the agriculture industry especially hard, and when a shocking and deadly winter storm blew across the South in 2021, many local farmers and ranchers were caught off guard.
You know, we weren't 100% prepared for. I don't think anybody was. Overall, we got through it, and it's definitely something we'll keep in mind moving forward.
Additionally, shifts in water availability and soil health have already started to spike the costs of food, energy, and tools. Those in the ag industry here in North Texas are being forced to adjust while weighing the needs of today against the consequences of tomorrow.
You have an eye towards that, but you really have an eye mostly towards right now, because I gotta pay the mortgage this month and I've gotta feed myself this month. And so you want to do as much as you can as a conservationist, and yet you still have got to make a living.
Agriculture is currently responsible for over 10% of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., but there is a widespread misunderstanding of where most of those gases come from.
The agricultural community does get a bad rep, but a lot of your local farmers and ranchers have nothing to do with that. It's more so the corporate farming and the larger corporations that definitely control the food supply and the food chain and all that stuff.
Currently, 4 main companies control 85% of the beef sector, and one of the most popular practices in corporate ranching is the use of feedlots. It is also one of the most controversial. In feedlots, hundreds of cattle are cramped onto one small patch of dirt and fattened for months at a time. Such high concentrations of cattle can be harmful for the air, the groundwater, and the animals themselves. This is precisely why many local ranchers like Garrett raise grass-fed cattle instead.
With us, you come out here and you see these green pastures, you see how we raise these animals, you see what we finish them on, and it's overall, it just kind of helps our product become even more popular than it already is.
In addition to grass feeding, many smaller members of the ag industry are increasing biofuel production, adjusting scheduled crop rotations, and updating soil maintenance practices, all to keep more carbon in the ground and out of the air. Still, a large-scale change to corporate agriculture is needed to repair the industry's reputation. In an attempt to spur this change, the U.S. Department of Agriculture recently committed to investing over $1 billion into incentive programs for climate-safe agriculture. Shortly thereafter, the USDA released a 5-step climate adaptation plan to clearly outline the necessary changes. This plan mainly encourages equipment modernization, development of more net zero facilities, and widespread forest restoration.
I'm a very small farmer, and the changes that I do can help me to sleep better at night and be proud of what I do. But I also know that globally it's not changing that much, and we need a lot more than just a few small farmers in Denton County to change the way they farm.
Only time will tell if government money will be enough to motivate the USDA's corporate audience. In the meantime, environmental experts encourage everyone else to make their impact during election season.
The single most important thing that we can do as individuals is to vote for politicians who understand this crashing train that we're riding right now. That if we don't make changes soon, things are going to be so different than what we're used to.
While the fight for a healthier environment may seem overwhelming, everyone must play their part. Buy product from your local farmers and ranchers, vote for politicians who keep the environment in mind, and move forward each day, working towards a better tomorrow. The future of our planet depends on it.